month, we've been talking about a very, very interesting conversation. This month, we've been talking about boundaries in a relationship, and I mean, it's been really eye-opening. It's been really enriching. Do you just wonder how it is that some people are in relationships and anything goes in the relationship? As in, anything goes. Anything goes. Today, they are in relationship with one person. The person alters their values 25%. They get into a relationship with another person. That one reverses what was altered 25% and takes it left, another 50%. You get in a relationship with another person, and they just, at the end of the day, such people don't even know what they stand for. They don't even know what they represent. They don't even know which opinion is theirs, which values are theirs, what exactly they stand for and what they don't stand for, because their lives are impacted and influenced by the ideas and thoughts and opinions of every other person around them, to the extent that they don't even have an identity. That's a very terrible state to be in. And I'm sure somebody listening to me, okay, somebody, or you can relate to what I'm saying, where because you're trying to maintain the relationship with that girl or with that guy, you find yourself becoming a different kind of person simply because they want you to behave that way. Just think about a guy who's not typically a violent guy, all right? But because the girl he's in a relationship with, places certain demands on him and wants him to go fight up somebody and beat up somebody because somebody made her feel somehow. And then this guy, who is typically a calm person and not a fighter, decides to go and fight that other guy that is making his babe angry, simply because the girl is saying, are you just going to stay there and watch somebody insult me? Are you just going to stay there and do nothing? What kind of man are you? They tell you those kind of things. I start saying, chai, if I'm a man, I need to prove myself now. Let this my girlfriend believe me. And you go and fight that they did not send you. I hope you know many of those days on campuses, many of those fights and all of those clashes that happen, many times were the results of girls, or not just girls, but I mean misunderstanding with girls. Somebody is offended. She tells her boyfriend to go fight for her. The guy goes all out, goes to fight, and then somebody comes with a reprisal, and before you know it, one massive war is breaking out on campus because of babe. Do you understand? So many people begin to do things that they typically would not do, simply to impress the person they're in a relationship with. All right. So we spoke a lot about what boundaries are and how to communicate your boundaries. And if I remember, before I wrap up today, I will share some of those things we said in the first episode. Okay. But today, what I really want to emphasize are healthy and unhealthy boundaries. Okay. Last week, we shared 8 areas you can have boundaries in, and let me just run through them very quickly. We spoke about physical boundaries. All right, let me see what time it is so I don't get tempted to start explaining these things again. We spoke about physical boundaries and how that it explains that you have a right to your physical space. Okay, yeah, you have a right okay, to your physical space, to your personal space, to your body. Okay, you have a right. Don't let somebody just come and make you feel like, hey, you don't own yourself and they can do with you what they want when they want. No, you have a right to your space. So we spoke about physical boundaries. We spoke about sexual boundaries. Okay. We spoke about emotional boundaries or mental boundaries. Okay. We spoke about religious or spiritual boundaries. As a matter of fact, if you want to know what we said about all of these, please do well to go back and listen to the video from last week. Okay, and I'm sure you'll find a lot to glean there. All right, we also spoke about financial boundaries, and then we touched friends and ex. Okay, to what extent should you relate with friends? To what extent should you relate with your exes? Okay, what is okay, what is acceptable, and what's not acceptable? All right. Then we spoke of social boundaries. This is so important, both with physical social interactions and with what do you call it now? Social media interactions also. All right. Are you in a relationship with someone and you are still actively chatting up, sliding into other people's DMs, requesting for what I don't know? Okay. Are you doing that? Okay. There are boundaries. There ought to be boundaries there in your social space. Okay, I'm just recapping the things we did last week. So you want to hear more about it, please do well to watch the video either on our YouTube channel or here on Instagram. Okay, and then we said that there are some non-negotiables. Okay, there are some no areas that these ones are deal breakers. You dare tread in these waters, it's over. All right, so for people who say stuff like no sex in this relationship, and then one day this guy gets drunk and goes all out and is molesting you, and you say no, you push him out of the house, you lock the door, and you say, you know what, that is the end of this. I can't take this, I cannot tolerate this. Okay, there are no areas. Okay, and then another person says, for me, the day you tell me I will slap you, that's the end of the relationship. You don't even need to slap me. Okay, because for such a person, verbal abuse or threat of abuse is a no. Okay, how much worse when someone lifts his hands, on the partner, not acceptable. So but you need to have these boundaries. All right, they're meant to be yours. Okay, it's not. I'm not the one in the relationship. I'm not the one who's going to tell you what really works best for you. Okay, and that was why we started by laying the foundation of self-awareness. You really need to know who you are, what you represent. Okay, what's acceptable by you and what's not acceptable by you. You need to do that. You need to converse with yourself. All right, you need to introspect. You need to really ask yourself a lot of important questions. Okay, so that you know where exactly you're standing on this matter of boundaries. Okay, we also said, now I'm just laying some foundations because I'm about to take it to what we're talking about today, as speaking about healthy and unhealthy, boundaries. We also said you need to know what your own values are. What are your own values? What are your own values? Do you even have values at all? If you don't know what should be your values, feel free. You see, a lot of people don't know that the internet is your friend. Feel free to go online and Google, what kind of boundaries should I have? Perhaps my teaching will also come up there, but you'll see lots of blog posts, lots of write-ups. Do you understand? Go on YouTube and type boundaries in a relationship, and you'll see so many people share. Why should people be exposed to so much information, yet they choose to stay deformed, in their lack of knowledge? And then they go ahead making silly mistakes, avoidable mistakes, and at the end of the day, crying and hoping that the whole world comes to their pity party. All right, it is not necessary. Wisdom is profitable to direct, the Bible says. So apply your heart to wisdom. Now, let me go straight to the chase. Healthy and unhealthy boundaries. Okay, now I heard Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo say something once. He said that men don't treat all women the same. And that is so true. They treat women according to what those women tolerate. They treat you according to what you permit. Okay? He's dating one lady for 3 years and getting all the perks of marriage from that lady and not even making any single commitment towards marriage. Okay, and she's still there. And for some reason, they break up tomorrow. He attempts to date another person and she says, no way, I'm not sleeping over at your house. I'm not cooking for you. I'm not doing your clothes. I'm not washing your clothes. And then you're not even touching my body. What's wrong with you? Are you thinking straight? And suddenly this guy who was just a guy, man, and all over the street, suddenly looks like somebody who is being tamed. Because now he has seen the one that he really wants to marry. And this person has values. And she's enforcing her values. She's not playing. She's not joking. Give me a second. I think okay. I thought my audio wasn't broadcasting. Okay, so men don't treat all ladies the same. So if you're a young lady, ask yourself, the treatment I've been getting from these guys who come around me, could it just be that it's what I've permitted all this while? The answer is an absolute yes. Could it be that it's the signals I've sent to them? Could it be that I've told them that I'm okay with this behavior? Young men, you can ask yourself the same questions. Why have these girls been treating me like this? Could it be that I've just been okay with certain behavior that I shouldn't have accepted? Could it be? All right? So take note. Men would respond to you, young ladies, according to the standards you put on the table. If you tell them, I don't do this, and you mean it, they will adjust. It's either they would leave or they will bow to your standards. If they leave, better off for you because it tells you clearly that this one has no business in my life. And don't forget what the basis I keep sharing for a relationship. The basis for your relationship should be to get married. That is what will help you to make the right decisions. Don't get into a relationship just to enjoy the times, just to see how it goes. just so that you can get something out of that person. You see, these are the things that make people's lives start getting complicated unnecessarily. All right. So if your purpose for getting in that relationship is marriage, it'll be easier for you to judge rightly, to judge accurately. And when this person is not complying with what your standards and what your values are, you will know enough to take a decision that will put you in the right direction. All right. So your standards, boundaries represents your standards, actually. What is acceptable by you and what is not acceptable by you. And like I said before, you need to sit by yourself and ask yourself these questions. What's not acceptable and why am I not accepting it? What is acceptable and why is it acceptable? You know, no one can make you feel less of yourself without your consent. Yeah. No one can embarrass you without your consent. No one can make you feel stupid without your consent. In other words, they can do whatever they're doing to get at you. But are you buying it? Are you accepting it? You're out there and somebody says, you're very stupid. You're the dumbest person I've ever seen in my life. Do you begin to sulk and just feel like, oh my God, I'm such a dumb person? No, or do you have a very standard and, very professional comeback for such a person? Someone tells you you're just a big fool and you tell the person, oh, do you realize that you really see people just the way you are? Solid comeback. The guy go think I'm again, What did they say? Is it me? Did you? What are you? Solid comeback. No need to fight about it. But somebody speaks to you anyhow and you just go sulking and start crying, oh my God, they say I don't have sense, so they say I'm very stupid. No. You don't accept it. If you accept it, then you don't have standards. You don't have values. And that's what we're talking about. Okay? So people try to describe you in ways that are not you. Do you just accept it? Do you just say, it's okay, I cannot defend myself? Oh, let God be fight for me one day. No, come on, God is giving you a mouth. All right? People try to belittle you, you don't accept it. Unless you don't know who you are, unless you don't know your own value. I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right? So, now, examples of what these healthy boundaries are. Let me try to take certain examples, like I've said. First is knowing who you are and what you want, and then communicating it clearly. Knowing who you are, what you want, and communicating it clearly. Make your partner know, or make that interested person know. You understand? Your relationship is just starting out, and he tells you, okay, you know what? On Friday night, I'd like us to go for this all-night party. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have lots of booze, and you go, nah. I don't do those environments. I'm so sorry. I can't be there. And it's like, no, it's going to be fun. So person is going to be there. This one's going to be there. You say, no, those are not the guys that tickle my fancy. I'm sorry, I can't make it. It's not my thing. I don't like that environment. You see? Because you're very clear on what your values are. I'm sorry I can't be there with you. You can go on and enjoy yourself, but I won't be there. It's simple. No one should force you. Now it becomes unhealthy where you have communicated what your standards are, and then the other person is trying to insist against your standards, or you are the one trying to insist against your partner's own standards. Now that becomes unhealthy. Okay, that becomes unhealthy. Because you should actually respect people. You should respect what they say. You should respect their values. You should respect their principles. And of course, you should respect their boundaries. Someone says, I don't like being outside of the house by 7 p.m. You have to respect it. Don't go and scheme a way that you can keep her out of the house or keep him out of the house up to 9 or 10. Some people do that. Okay, you have to respect their boundaries. You tell someone, come over to the house for the weekend. I say, no, I'm sorry, I don't do sleepovers. You have to respect their boundaries. All right? So knowing who you are and what you want, and then making it clear to your partner. Now, that's very key. The second thing you need to know is that you need to stay true to those values without compromising them for anyone. You need to stay true to it. So you see what happens sometimes. Some people don't really have values, but they want to make it look like they have values. Me, I don't drink, or no, I don't take alcohol, no problem. Meanwhile, you are a guzzler, all right? And then just the first day you guys go out, because you're trying to form standards. No, I don't do that. And then this guy brings the bottle. Your facial expression is beginning to betray you, because you can't help watching other people just guzzle this thing, and you're wondering, man, why did I tell him that thing? And then they tell you, just try a little bit, just try a sip. From trying a sip, you have finished 3 bottles of beer or red wine. But you say, I don't drink. Tell me how that person is going to believe the next thing you say. Meanwhile, you've drunk so much that you've lost control, you've lost inhibitions, and you're just there chit-chatting anyhow, saying everything that you should not have said in the first place. You see, there are people who pretend to have values and they really don't have values. Those are the ones that by the time the guy will touch you and you say, no, stop it now. Stop now. Oh, stop now. Oh, stop. You know that kind of stop that they call stop it, I like it. You're saying stop, but you don't mean the stop, because the person can't see real seriousness in the stop. And then before you know it, you guys are going and beginning to do things that you really didn't think or didn't wish to do. Why? Because you were pretending to have boundaries. You never really had those boundaries. So it's important that you're very clear on what, your boundaries, and you stay true to them. If you say, I will not do this, please do not do it. For the sake of reference, I can't help but mention this. It's the election seasons in Nigeria, by the way, and I hope those listening to me from Nigeria have their PVC so that they can go vote. Okay. Now there's one of the candidates who's always telling you, go and verify. I was offered this and I turned it down. Go and verify. Now he's saying that because he knows that true to his values, he wasn't going to accept anything while he was in office. He wasn't going to accept any bribe or any compromise, whatever it is. And he's telling you, go and verify. Okay. Now that's somebody who knows what his boundaries are and knows what he will do and what he will not do. Okay, there are many people who come out there and say, I'm sure you know many organizations that will come out and tell you, oh, integrity is our watchword. Integrity is our watchword. And when you start dealing with that company, there is nothing close to integrity around them. They say, honesty is the best policy. Meanwhile, the falsehood that comes out of that organization or from that person, and you're wondering, I thought you said honesty was your best policy. You see, those are people who pretend to have values and don't really have values. Listen to me. If you're pretending to have values that are not yours, time will tell. You would fool yourself. You will reveal yourself. Because at the slightest temptation, with the slightest offer, you will show who you really are and you'll show what you're really made of. So it's important you take time to really understand what you want and what you don't want. All right? So let me go on. It is healthy when you say no and stand by your ground or stand your ground. Okay. It is also healthy when you accept no from your partner. Yes. You should accept your partners saying no. Can we do this? Oh no, I'm not interested, or I don't like it, or it's not what, you should accept it. Do you understand that? Those are examples of healthy boundaries. Why? Because you understand what it means to you, and then you're also able to honor what it means to your partner. But there are some people who expect it just to be one way. They don't care anything about you. They don't care about what you want or what you don't want. All they care about is what they want. When they make a request from you, they want you to oblige them. They want you to answer. They want you to, support or buy what they are saying. That's what they want. But they don't care about you. They don't really care about any other person. And then when I'm saying these things, I want you to actually be shining the spotlight on yourself. Okay? Because everyone has in them, that streak of selfishness. Okay, of self-centeredness. You want things done a particular way. You want to have your way almost all of the time, if not all of the time. Okay, so you want to look at yourself, like in what areas am I not being understanding of my partner's boundaries? In what areas? You need to ask yourself that, and you need to really think it through. Okay, so let me move on. Now, another thing that is healthy for you is to not let other people define your self-worth. I said just now that no one can belittle you without your consent. No one can make you feel less of yourself without your participation. If you don't buy what they are selling, it's not going to sell. Someone tells you you're just very, whatever it is, somebody talks you down. And you tell yourself, well, this is not me. That could just be his opinion, but his opinion is wrong. It doesn't represent the truth about me. Okay? And you hold your head up high. You don't let anybody talk to you and you're walking tail between legs and just feeling so defeated. Oh, no, you don't do that. You don't do that. All right? So I said you need to not let other people define your self-worth. Those are healthy boundaries. When people are pushing too close, and saying things, describing you in ways that are not, consistent with your character and who you believe you are, you should be able to tell them, I'm sorry, I'm sure you're getting something wrong, but this does not describe who I am. Oh, yeah? Yes, someone comments there that we get our self-worth from what God says about us, and that is absolutely true. We've been saying this over and over again, that your self-worth is what God says about you. Your self-worth is tied to your source, and your source is God, because ultimately you were created in the image and likeness of God. Okay? So this is very important. You see, one subject matter that I keep hammering on and emphasizing severally in my relationship teachings and coaching is the subject matter called self-concept, self-awareness, self-esteem. Because everything that happens to you in life, in your relationships with people, borders on your self-concept. It borders on what you think about yourself. It borders on how you see yourself. It borders on what thoughts are playing in your mind about yourself. It borders on what you have accepted. Have you accepted that you're a weakling? Have you accepted that you're just a foolish person? Have you accepted that you don't even have boundaries and everybody can just come and use you as they want? Have you accepted that you're not a great person and you're never going to be great? Are you those kind of people who sees a great person and they say, remember me, your kingdom, or as though you are forbidding yourself from being great? Are you that kind of person who does not believe that you can make it by hard work? Someone always needs to be there to help you. Somebody always needs to be there to push you. Are you the kind of person who is always praying, my helper, my helper, locate me, my helper, locate me, as though you cannot be a helper for another person's destiny? Why have you always put yourself on the end of the victim? Why? Why have you made yourself the victim? Why? Just why? People say, when you make it, remember me. If you're traveling abroad, let me come and enter your bag. Why can't you be the one traveling abroad and somebody else wants to enter your bag? Do you understand what I'm saying? Your self-concept. When they are describing people who are great and wealthy, do you see yourself as, yes, they're talking about us? Or do you put yourself in the masses corner? And then when people are saying, we're calling on the government to really come to our help, we the masses, you go there and you're nodding, oh yes, so we the masses, we are really suffering. What nonsense? Where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Okay? How do you see yourself? Self-esteem, self-concept, self-awareness, very key concepts in all your relationships in life, not just your marital or love relationship. Very key concepts you need to take time to, to build yourself in. Your self-awareness, your self-concept, your self-esteem. What do you think about yourself? Because this is absolutely what plays out in your boundaries. This is what plays out in your value system. This is what plays out in what kind of standards you have for yourself. All right? If you don't respect yourself, everyone will disrespect you. Because even if they're not outrightly disrespecting you, whatever they say to you, you're going to interpret it from the lenses of your disrespect. And even if they say something neutral, you're going to take it to yourself that it's true, it's me they're talking to. Yeah, because you really don't respect yourself. If you don't honor yourself, you will not receive honor from anyone. Because even when people honor you, you say, what's that thing they used to say now? You they whine me. Why you they whine me? Because you don't believe you're honorable. Because you don't believe you're deserving of honor. So when somebody speaks highly of you, when someone tries to hail you and tell you you're a great guy, you feel like you're being flattered. Why? Because internally, you do not believe that you are that good or you are that great. Or you don't even deserve to be. So when people tell you, oh, you're such a great guy, you go, Uh, sure you don't whine me because you don't believe it. All right, now let me move on. I think somebody needed to hear that. I think that was why I needed to emphasize that for a bit. Okay, whatever you're doing, get a grip on your self-concept. Get a grip on your self-awareness. Get a grip on your self-esteem. All right, you want to have a good and a healthy self-esteem, not a low self-esteem, not the one that always makes you interpret things like the whole world is against you, like everybody wants to make a mess of you, like you are nothing, like you are not successful, like you are at the mercy of others. No, you're not at the mercy of others. You're a victorious person and you're a great person. Yes, thank you for that affirmation there. Yes, you're a great woman of God. It is exactly what you say to yourself. All right. So, speaking on healthy values, let me find healthy boundaries. I beg your pardon. Let me go on to the next. Now, of course, I mentioned this when I was speaking about the mental boundaries. All right, you need to know that you have a right to your feelings and to your emotions. You need to know if someone does something that offends you. All right, there is a reason it's offending you. See, you don't have to feel shy that you're feeling offended or afraid that you're feeling offended. You need to be able to articulate what exactly your emotions are and let the person know that, hey, I don't enjoy it when you crack this kind of jokes, or when you tell these kind of stories, or when you make this kind of examples about girls or about guys. I don't like it when you talk to us like that. You see, you have a right to your opinion. You have a right to your feeling. Now, what is very important in this point I'm making is that you're not interpreting things in a disempowering way. Okay? Because there are people who find only things wrong about what you do or what you say to them. All right? You say something to them, they interpret it wrong. That's disempowering. All right. So you need to have a positive and empowering mindset and attitude towards life. Okay. So when something happens to you that really hurts you, you should be bold enough to accept that. No, I have a right to feel wrong about this thing. And then you communicate it. Not just I hear people say stuff like, no, I take exception to that thing you said. I don't like it. No. Don't address me like that. Don't say that. I remember once. I remember once. I was on the phone with a senior person back then at work. Senior guy, senior dude. And I did what I was supposed to do, but for some reason he didn't like it. He wanted something else. And this guy just went and started hurling insults at me over the phone. And first of all, that's not even professional behavior. You don't do that. So I told him, I said, excuse me, sir, please, could you be mindful of your words? I don't enjoy this kind of choice of words, that you're using on me. And I thought the guy would listen. Instead, he told me, something must be very wrong with you. You're a small boy. Do you know who I am? Me? I gave him the courtesy of another warning. I'm sorry, sir. I don't like what you're saying. I don't enjoy being spoken to like this. And Baba thought he had the right to keep talking. Well, I exercised my own right and I cut off the phone. I hung up. And the guy didn't believe it. And he called me again. Did you hang up on me? I said, exactly that, sir. I was trying to tell you that I didn't like the way you were speaking to me. You're very stupid, you're mad. And I cut the phone again. I'm sure the guy was confused. Like, this young man. He called me again. Did you hang up? I said, yes, I will hang up again and again. So long as you feel like you're free to say what you want to say, I'm also free to choose what I hear and what I don't hear. So this is my phone. I didn't stop you from talking. You can keep talking on the other end, but I don't want to hear what you're saying, so I put it off. And the guy got the message. That was the last time he spoke to me like that. And we became friends. Why? Because I just told him, okay, I'm not selling that BS you're selling. I'm not buying it. I don't take it. No, don't talk to me like this. I told you politely, but I'm not going to accept it. All right? You have a right to stand for what you believe is consistent with your values. You have a right. So don't feel sorry for doing that. Don't feel sorry. I didn't have to apologize to that dude. No. You're stepping on the line here, and I'm not going to accept it. Because of what? Of your position? No. I'm not at your mercy. You see, now, many people can't do this, because some of you, your God is your job. Your supervisor is your God. You will roll on the floor if they say roll on the floor so that they will not cut your salary. I mean, what kind of thing is that? That's a victim mindset. That's a victim mindset. No matter who you are, I tell you straight to your face. I don't mince words. I tell you very clearly when you're beginning to match the line. I tell it straight to you. And I'm talking about a sector where, let me stop there. Yeah, I don't take it. I don't take it. You have a right to say nonsense. I have a right to address you. All right? But some people are sorry for what their values are. Some people are sorry. No, don't be sorry. This is my values. I don't accept it. I don't accept it. I'm not at your mercy. You can't do me anything. Nah, you can't. But when you keep thinking that you are a victim, where would you find the courage to stand up for what you really want? I have heard guys say to certain girls, who do you think you are? You that nobody will even ask out because I managed to ask you out. Don't you know I'm even managing you? Look at you. What do you have? Useless girl like you. And the girl is there crying. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I will not do it. What? What? No. Young lady, any man speaks to you like that, give him a tiny little piece of your mind and walk away from him and never come back. Guess what? He's a coward. He's not even bold enough. He can't do you nothing. Address him very sternly and walk away from there. And don't take his call again. What nonsense. Someone made in the image and likeness of God, another human being is coming to belittle you and you're buying that. What do you take yourself for? Someone is trying to rubbish you, make you know that you are useless, you'll amount to nothing. He is the best person in your life, if not for him. And you are really taking that? Oh no. For some people, it's the girl who is telling that to the guys. After all, I know where you were before I started dating you. On a normal day, can you talk to a girl of my class? Girl, they tell you don't want to shame, they catch you. What kind of nonsense is that? I'm watching my grandma because I'm on live TV. If not, I would have said some things. What? No, you don't take that. You don't take that. But guess what? People take all of these things because they have a terrible self-concept, low self-esteem. They have taken the entire value of their lives and placed it on someone else's hands, such that whatever price tag that person puts on them, that is what their value is. So if the person says you have zero value, then, oh, I am useless, I'm of zero value. That is so wrong. Listen, you need to know how to address people very clearly when they are, in pidgin English, when they are matching line, as it has to do with your boundaries. Don't settle for less. Don't. People behave like the person they are in a relationship with is doing them a favor. If you behave like that, then you are in for an abusive relationship. Your partner is not doing you a favor. He's not doing you a favor. No, she's not doing you a favor. If you're feeling like that, then you're submitting yourself for abuse. You won't be able to uphold your standards. You wouldn't. Okay, I'm addressing these things with anger because I know what I see and what I hear over counseling. Any human being that is raising shoulder for you is a human being who can sleep and not wake up. Do you understand? They are frail. The Bible says man is frail like dust. You're here today and gone tomorrow. And then you want to play God over people's lives? No, it is unacceptable. Entirely unacceptable. Okay? So please don't feel like somebody is doing you a favor. As a matter of fact, thank you for even saying that. You are the one who is contributing favor to their life. Someone says as a woman, you are the favor he needs in his life. And that's so true because the Bible says it. You find a wife, you find a good thing, and you obtain favor from the Lord. All right. Yes, thank you, ZZ. Yeah. Raise your head high, take a bow. Relationship is not by force, and so we move. Oh, yes. Why do people behave like they cannot walk out of a relationship? What will happen to you if you walk out? You lose nothing. All right. Let me continue, Joe. Okay. It's also a healthy thing to know what your partner's own boundaries are. That's a healthy thing to do. Don't only insist on yours, you want to know what's okay with them. And you know this thing about boundaries, it's not like you have one textbook or one chapter in one page in one book where you have written all my boundaries. I will not do this, I will not do that, or I will do this, or I will do that. Yeah, you may have some of those things, but there are certain things that will pop up in the course of the relationship. Maybe in a kind of conversation ongoing. Maybe, for example, someone who, you guys have been friends for a bit, everything seems to be okay, until one day you guys are discussing or you're reading through some breaking news, and then you hear the way he thinks about women. So maybe he makes a comment like, why should a woman be ambitious? All she has to do is sit down in the house and attend to her husband and the children. And you have plans to go and do masters and PhD and get big job and be answering madam. And the person you're in a relationship with, you have heard him just address another woman who's trying to do that, and he's saying, what's your business? Go looking for a promotion. All you need to do is go and sit down in the kitchen, my friend. What are you? When you hear that kind of thing, Now, you see, you might not have seen it initially because somehow maybe nothing had led to that kind of talk, right? But when you hear him say that about other people, listen to me. Like I keep saying, you're not that special. It's a matter of time he'll tell you the same thing. Okay? So clearly, you tell yourself that, this guy, we can't deal. Oh. Do you really hold this opinion about women or no? How did I become your friend again, self? No. We can't do this. We can't do this. No, you have to run. Because guess what? He may pretend to support you, but the moment you guys become official as man and wife, he's going to deploy some what you call man authority and tell you, you know what? I don't want you going to that job no more. I want you to sit in the house. Yeah. I don't want you out there interacting with all those people. I'm going to open a shop for you. You will sit down there and manage it in front of the house. And then you start saying, oh my God, but I thought he loved me. I thought he loved me. But you saw the signs. You saw it. Someone says if you take rubbish, it means you are desperate. And that is so true. Because that's one of the things that desperation does to you. It makes you to accept anything. Anything goes. It's okay. Let me just answer married. Do you know how many people are eager to just answer married? And at the end of the day, they are eager to just get out of marriage. That should not be your story. Please, don't be desperate. All right? We spoke about maximizing singleness in January of 2022. Please, you want to watch that video. The book is actually out. It's online. The soft copy is out. Okay, that's my second book. You may want to get it. The first one was Relationship Red Flags. It's also out and it's doing well. People are consuming it and enjoying it. Okay, and we spoke about this kind of things there. All right, so someone says, Auntie, pull your shoe and run. Yes, run. Someone says this one is Red Flag Pro Max. Oh, yes. Okay. So, let me move on. All right. But please pay attention to these things you're saying, because so many people stay here, make the wrong decisions, and they start crying later. And don't forget, I keep quoting Proverbs chapter 19, verse 3. It says that a man's own foolishness destroys his life, yet his heart rages against the Lord. There are people who will never take responsibility for the failures in their lives. They are always looking for who to blame. And I know one political party in one country in West Africa that does that. 7 years into office and they are blaming the other party that was there before. If you know, you know. Come on, you need to take responsibility. You need to take responsibility. All right? Okay, can you imagine? I've just been dealing on the healthy relationship, healthy boundaries. Let me quickly just say a few things about unhealthy boundaries. Unhealthy boundaries. So, unhealthy boundaries actually can also mean no boundaries. Okay? Yeah. There are unhealthy boundaries, or there are no boundaries, or you are not honoring another person's boundaries. That's very unhealthy. Okay? So, when you disregard your own or other people's values, standards, okay, principles, then that is unhealthy. All right. And I'm sure you have examples in your minds of people who are in a relationship and they don't even care about what the other person says they want or they don't want. Okay. Let me see if I can touch just a few examples. So, disrespecting the beliefs and the values of the person you're in a relationship with is unhealthy. It's unhealthy. All right. Let me start with spiritual values, for example. This person tells you, oh, I like to go for midweek services in my church. I'm a worker in church. And you ridicule them like, what? What are you even doing in church? I'm just deceiving you, collecting your money up and down. You don't even have sense. Religion has made you dumb. I hear people talk like they have wisdom. Like, yeah, the problem in this world is religion. It's white man religion. Foolishness everywhere. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they disrespect your values like that, you end it. Because I don't see where two of you are going together. Unless you didn't have convictions in the first place. If you had convictions and someone speaks against your conviction, you would take a decisive action against that person. All right? You won't tolerate having such people around you. So when people disrespect your values and your beliefs, oh no, you need to address them very clearly. Let them know that, no, this is a line, don't cross it. But if they insist on crossing it, then you have nothing to do with them. Okay, so apply that across different areas. Whatever it is your personal boundaries are. I tell you that I don't take alcohol in my house. Don't come to my house and tell me to buy your alcohol. No, I'm not going to do that. And don't even bring your own alcohol to my house. I'm not going to let you pass through that door. Is that serious? I know someone who's so conscious of the kind of conversation you have when you're in her house, even though you're a visitor. If you visit and you're talking, and she'll tell you, no, please, we don't use those words in this house. Change your vocabulary. If you cannot, please come and be going. The door is open. All right? So you need to respect other people's values and beliefs. Okay? People who don't do that, that's an example of negative or rather unhealthy boundaries. Okay? Now, there are people who don't know how to accept no from other people. Someone tells you no, you should honor their no. They don't want. They don't give their approval. Can I use your car to quickly go and get something? No. But some of you, because you know where he keeps the key, you just go there, pick the key, and you start driving. Because I said no, for goodness sake, respect my no. Those who know how to wear another person's gown, another person's shoe, another person's perfume. She said, no, leave it. It's not yours. All right, leave it. Can you just give me your card? Let me end it. No. He said no. She said no. Honor their no. Yes, they have a right to say no. Okay, but some people will take it to the left. Ordinary small thing I'm asking you, you're just doing shakara as if you're the only one that have. Hey, Oga, have your own now so that you too can do shakara. Have you not heard that? Somebody said there's love in sharing, Abi? Do you know the follow-on to that? There's peace in having your own. Why have your own? I'll share my own. What if I don't want love? So when people tell you no for their personal possessions, for their personal boundaries, for their values, you need to honor it. You need to honor it. Many a young lady have gotten sexually involved when she did not intend to. In some cases, because she could not clearly, articulate her boundaries and stand by it. And in some other cases, because the person did not really care about her values, and no matter what she said or did, he insisted on having his way. And of course, that is so wrong. Okay, so please, you need to know how to accept other people's no. When they tell you no, I don't like this, I don't accept it, Honor it and move on, because you know how you will feel if people don't take you seriously, if people don't regard what is important to you. Van Well says entitlement mentality makes no room for no. That is so true. Some people are so entitled. You tell them no, they fight you, they get angry, they blackmail you emotionally, as though they kept something in your house for you to hold for them. That's your own money that you worked hard for. It's what somebody is begging you for. When you say no, they start picking offense. Entitlement. And you see that a lot. Just because you are living in Lagos, they believe that you are earning all the money in Lagos. So by the time they say, give me, and some of those people don't know how to ask for small money. Oh. Somebody will just call you, I beg, just borrow me like 5 million. This person you're asking for 5 million, that has not seen, when the person joins is annual annual income is maybe 2 point something million. Because they are living in Lagos, you just believe that they have money somewhere. Okay, you just borrow me 500k urgently. Really? And then the person says no, you start getting angry. Oh yeah, now just give me 300, give me 300. I beg now, please now. What's wrong with you, man? Did you give me money to keep for you? It's no. Okay? Now there are some people like that. They are so entitled and they start getting angry with you. In fact, some people won't speak to you again because you did not oblige their request. Not like they gave it to you to keep for them. You see, those are very unhealthy people. You know, they're people who don't regard other people's boundaries. Okay, this is something else you need to watch out for, an unhealthy boundary. Don't feel responsible for other people's feelings, okay, or happiness. See, take note of this point. Don't feel responsible. In other words, if something they want from you is not something you're willing to give, and then they are sad, it is not on you to now make sure they are happy. No, stick to your own principle. Okay? Some people, especially sometimes the feminine folk, try to be manipulative with this. He has said no, and then they start giving you attitude, they start crying, they start behaving like, oh, the whole world is, and then you now say, okay, I want you to be happy. No, stick to your principle. You're not responsible for another person's happiness. Okay, so don't take upon yourself that guilt of, it's because of me they are not happy. No. Someone says, yeah, they start playing the pity party game. Exactly. All right. So please, don't assume responsibility for someone else's happiness. You must not always make them happy. As a matter of fact, someone says if you want to make everybody happy, go and sell ice cream. But then there are some people who will never be happy because they don't like ice cream. They are watching their calories. Wahala. So you can never make everybody happy. You see? So please, another terrible behavior that people do. There are people who go and just touch other people without their permission. If somebody does not want hug, don't go and be forcing hug on the person now. If you don't want handshake, don't be forcing handshake. Some people don't know how to gist without tapping. See. Hey, stop it. Respect my personal space. I don't like it. Don't touch me like that. Don't touch me. Do you understand? Okay. Now, you need to respect when they tell you, don't do that. Okay. And you need to watch out for those kind of people that cannot keep their hands in one place. Maybe you hold a ruler. If they touch you, hit the hand. Okay. But some people touch other people without permission. All right. And sometimes it can really be irritating. And then it's worse when it's outrightly inappropriate. Some people don't even know. I mean, you just meet a girl, you're trying to hug her, your hand is already going to her bum. What are you looking for there? I know somebody before that will remove your hand and give you a slap. You can't even do anything. Because when they say, why this girl slap you? What will you say that your hand was touching that made you collect slap in public? So please, don't go around playing with people's bodies without their permission. And then, of course, let me end with this one. Engaging in sexual activity without clear consent from the person. If someone says, I don't want, no matter how aroused you are, please coordinate yourself and stop. All right. But many people go ahead and pressurize and pressurize and pressurize and pressurize and pressurize. Oh, and sometimes even forcefully make the other person do things they don't want to do. Okay. Someone says, "Oh my God, I hate that thing." Especially if we're just getting to know each other. Yes, I know you're already rubbing hands everywhere and collecting hug that they did not send you. It can be really annoying. Okay, those are very unhealthy behaviors, and people who do that are showing that they have unhealthy sense of boundaries. They don't know what boundaries are. They don't respect people's boundaries. But it's your responsibility to communicate very clearly that, see, this is unacceptable. I don't like it. Please desist from it. Okay. Let me stop here for now, and I hope these have been very valuable to you. Next week we will take questions and answers on these topics and on these episodes we've had in this topic, and then on any other thing generally about relationships. So please, you have questions, let's discuss them next week. Okay. Let me check something. Okay, we still have one more session before the elections in Nigeria. I'm very particular about the elections in Nigeria. So next week I might do some talking about it. But I really want to encourage you. If you're a Nigerian and you have your PVC, please go out and vote. Okay, go out and vote. And let me stop there. I'll talk some more about it next week. All right, so please do well to check out our resources on YouTube. Check out my website, coachmazy.com. I got very fantastic services and packages for you there. All right, please do well to check it out. We have our resources. We have books. Okay, Relationship Red Flags is out. Hard copy, soft copy. Please grab your copy now. Go on my website and you get information about it. The second book is out already, but just the e-copy. I haven't put that out yet, so just be looking out for it, because anytime from now I'm going to make the post public. Okay, we have courses. For a very long time, I kept a course on Before You Say I Do, a premarital, a foundational premarital course. Okay, I had kept it at 5K. The true value for that on my website right now is 30,000. Okay, I will leave it for 5K for just a couple of days, and then very soon, the price on the seller account is going to be consistent with what's on my website. So please, I encourage you to look out for those courses and buy them. It's on my it's pinned on my Instagram handle. It's pinned here on our handle. So please go ahead and purchase yours. All right. Someone says something that, "Sir, calling me pet names where I thought I have closed already." You meet somebody today and you go, "My love, sweetheart, my dear." You better keep that dear in your pocket. All right. So some people are fond of that. You just call everybody "my love," "my sweetheart." And darling, if you're uncomfortable with it, please let the person know that, please, I don't accept it. I'm not your darling. Don't call me darling, please. Do you understand? Please don't call me like that. My name is this. Call me my name. Don't call me darling. I'm not your darling. All right. So let me stop there for now. God bless you. Thank you for your time.